And we are back with our 15th episode. No.
Speak it.
Right. I am Ralph the coach. I am a certified life coach. And for you,
I am Candy with Candy Conversations,
and you know how we
and
do.
I like talking about relationships
And kids. Don't get us
and
started.
kids and
Don't get us started on no kids,
education,
Jesus.
all the things, all the
Yeah.
things.
So you know how we do. We jump right into this thing. We're not gonna do the small talk. Unless you have,
Yep.
because I don't have anything. We can get right on into it.
So I think I might tug a little bit at my good friend here, Ralph's heartstrings today, because we're going to give her a little bit of a coaching opportunity in that way, in that way.
You trying to make me cry?
So you might. That's always a win. Like, yeah, this is a little
Oh,
inside battle
oh, we can stop
we
this
always
right
got
now, honey.
going. um, so on my way to the gym today, I was just like really thinking about, what did I want to discuss today? And it made me think about like the past few days and where I've been mentally.
Okay.
So I decided to start this session with just being transparent and giving a little bit of a testimony, so to speak, because
Okay.
we always talk about um, how do you heal? How do you take care of yourself? And today it was a bit of sitting with my mess
Self-reflecting.
and not to beat myself up,
Mm-hmm.
but just to have a moment of reflection where
Take a moment. Breathe. Just breathe.
whew, just to be real and have a moment of knowing I stepped away from the things that I promised myself I wouldn't do.
Okay.
But I was able to see growth because it's like when I was in this space before, I didn't know I was in that space. So to know that I've stepped away from where I need to be mentally, spiritually, emotionally okay, to even be able to recognize it at this point in my life is growth to me. So in the moment, I had to celebrate myself for realizing it because Ralph coached me into the space of being able to even see it, like putting everything and everybody before myself and not and losing myself in the process. So I just kind of but today's reflection was more so how did you get here? Be grateful for what you do have, but understand that it's okay to want more. And I think for me, I'm in a battle of making sure that I'm grateful for what I do have. I do have health. Can it be better? Yeah, we all can, but I do have health. I woke up today. I'm not in need of food. I have a roof over my head. So I have everything I need, but I know sometimes we as people, especially women, struggle with knowing we have everything we need, but feeling a little bit of guilt of still wanting more. It's okay to want more for yourself. It's okay to want um and I'm not just talking materials. Like, yes, materials are, maybe you want a bigger house or you want a better car because your car keeps shutting off or something. That's not unusual. But just having that talk with myself that, yes, you have so much to be grateful for, but don't lose yourself in the process again of making sure that everything and everybody else is okay. Because I easily do that. I pull on people's energies and then I naturally want to help. And people who need help don't refuse help. So I know I personally, I get lost in that. So it was kind of a frustrating moment for me to realize that I had done that again. But again, not beating myself up because I know at the core of who I am, that's just who I am. but being proud that I can pull myself back out of that. And then I I'm sharing this because I want people, like, we keep talking about self-reflecting and sitting with your mess and how it gets ugly. It does. Because the ugliest part of sitting with your mess is you mad at yourself for doing things that you said you wouldn't do anymore and you realize you did. But again, it's okay. I'm learning how to give myself grace to get back up. But then also realizing that there are things that I'm going to have to do to be better, to be okay, or just not even anything new, just getting back to the things that I want for myself. Nobody else can give it to me but me, because if I depend on other people to give it to me and it doesn't happen, then that's not anybody's fault but mine. So like I even went as far as to think like what are some of the things that I desire? Because it's one thing to know that you want more, but it's another thing to actually know what those are so that you can work towards those goals. For me is like I need to explore. Like there's a part of me that is unhealthy if I'm stagnant. Like I know that that's just my character. I can't live in a routine, same thing over. It's not in my nature at all to live in a routine. It's not. Um, that's not me. So I need exploration. I need travel. I need deep conversations with different people. I need to explore. And it's something that I'm realizing that I don't have enough of. And so I am going to actively start preparing to do those things because I have to. If I don't, Candace will not be Candace. And I'm just in this space where I'm like, I need to reorganize things in my life to get back to me. Um, and I know a lot of that came with this past year of being home in Charleston. I will say Charleston is a beautiful city, but there's a heavy energy in Charleston that does not work well with me. Charleston is a city that operates, and a lot of it dates back historically. People operate in fear here. And it like they, oh, don't do this, or you might have this. I'm a person like, let me try it and see. And if it doesn't work, at least I tried. I always say like I operate a little bit more in faith. I don't have to see it. I gotta put my work in for those things to come. I'm not going to operate in fear. And I know that I have a lot of people say, girl, you do this and you do that. Yeah, but now I can tell you about it because at least I tried. You wouldn't even try. And there's just this heavy, scary energy here. And that's especially why I know it's time for me to go. Um, there were several times last year where I felt like I just lost myself. And I was surrounded by so many other things and consumed. And I refused. I worked too hard to get to me, to lose me because of life. Because life is going to happen. And it made me think of my dad. And I'm like, we don't know how many days we're promised. And I refuse to be on that bed, closing my eyes, wishing I had done this, or wishing I had visited this place, or wishing I had tried this thing, or talked to this person, or said I'm sorry, or said I love you to someone. Like life is too short. So while I'm like, why am I back here? I'm also like, it's go time. It is go time. And I know it's gonna confuse a lot of people. People aren't gonna understand, but I just don't give a damn no more. I'm at that point because it's either that or I am no longer who I am at the core of me.
Yeah.
Um, so that was just like that's a part of the light. And to add this again, this is me being transparent for the people who we've been saying, sit with your mess, understand. I hate having to have this conversation with myself because again, you're talking to somebody who's been in therapy, you're talking to somebody who's been in coaching, you're talking about somebody who's had things in place to make me feel better. My happiness is my responsibility, nobody else's. And I have to get back to the things that make me happy. So stuff as simple as, yeah, special walks with my dog. I walk my dog every day up and down the street. This ain't special. I ain't about to say it is. It's not. It's not. I'm a nature lover, so I need to be in places that have things that appeal to me as far as nature is concerned. I want to experience different cultures. That comes with travel. I will get my passport stamped this year, multiple times, with or without a group of people. I'm just there. I have to, because I think today it was I had a fear of not fulfilling my purpose. And that's fearful for me because I'm a person that I have to have purpose. And not having a purpose or not fulfilling it is a failed life to me. And I'm not going to do that. So, um, I know I've had this little soliloquy going on this rant, but again, I wanted to that I told myself today, I know we usually talk about 2 to 3 topics, but I wanted to be transparent because we keep telling people sit with your mess, like, understand what it is. This is it. This is it. It didn't look like this 6 months ago or even a year ago. It looks different every time because, again, there was a time where I sat with my mess and I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know what I needed. I didn't even know what I liked to do. I didn't know the things that brought me joy and made me happy. And this is growth. And I will say, Ralph did help me learn how to figure out, what is it that you like to do? Like, what are those things that you can do by yourself and enjoy? You don't need company to do it. And I know what those things are. And I some of that doesn't mean that I don't want relationship with people or whatnot. It doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that I need to refocus on some of the things that if I have to go at it alone, it's still going to do what I need it to do for me. So I don't know if you want to give your testimony, Ralph, but
Oh, I don't have a testimony, but I'm gonna do what I do.
or coach. Just putting your coach in. I told you. I told you. I was
Yeah,
like, she gonna fail.
you didn't give me any clue.
No, I know. I didn't on
Yeah, you
purpose. I was
did.
like, look, because she gonna pop out with it. She gonna pop out
Yeah,
like Kendrick on that.
because I had to grab my pad. I was like, okay, wait a
I
minute.
saw you
Here we
writing. I
go.
saw you.
Here we go. Um, as always, thank you for your vulnerability. Um, with me and everyone watching. I am glad that you decided to be transparent, because this is a version of what it looks like. Like how you said,
Mhm.
everyone's version looks different. 6 months from now, 30 days from now, this will still be different. It
Mhm.
won't happen the same time,
Right.
like it did this time. Some days it is what I like to call a release. So there is the tears, there
Mhm.
is and then sometimes it is it is the aha, where you
Mhm.
are reflecting. You be like, oh shoot, I done lost my, okay, hold on, and then it's like that is more motivational, like, oh shoot, I got to get back in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mhm.
because depending on what you were reflecting on, you may have felt like, I'm just assuming, you tell me if I'm wrong, felt disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang,
Mhm.
how did I get back here? And
Yep.
before I get into my questioning and I did want to touch on when you saying, I am someone who has done therapy. I am someone who has done coaching. I am someone who self-reflects and very aware of herself. And I got here. And I do want to
Mhm.
make a note, those things don't fix us. Those things
Right.
tools
Right.
to help us when we're on our own. So you can do what you did today because
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
had gone so long, just like how you said, I help you through getting through, sifting through the mess.
Mhm.
You need those tools because sometimes people avoid that. Just think of the overwhelm when you walk into a house and it is a hoarder house. It got stuff in this corner,
Oh,
that corner, this corner. Your reaction is like backing out, like, there's too much for me.
yep.
So when you're sitting with your mess, sometimes when you don't know how to, okay, we're going to tackle the kitchen first. Then we're going to go to the bathrooms. Then
Mhm.
we're going to go
Mhm.
to the bed. You are like, I don't want to deal with it.
Mhm.
Now you
Mhm.
done clear the house, but just as we move through our day, things pile up. I'm gonna get to
Mhm.
that laundry on the weekend. You're not a dirty person. You don't have to hoard a house anymore, but life is lifing. And I have to just,
Right.
I got to have my little pile in the corner. And then
Mhm.
you're having a day where you doing laundry. And
Yeah.
this is what laundry looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're taking care of that pile in the corner that's been there. And you say, I'm going to get to it. And today was the day that you got to it. And you just like,
Mhm.
wow, it is a bit of overwhelm. It is a
Right.
bit of disappointment. It is a bit of how did I get here? And it's kind of like, how you got here, but it's like, for real, like, how did I do this again?
Right.
You
Right.
know? And so, you said I stepped away. I want to know, what did you step away? If you don't mind, let me ask first.
Mhm.
Are you willing to speak on all the things that I may ask? Because I don't know what I'm going to bring out. So I don't, if there's something you don't want to answer because it might pertain to family members or whatever, then we'll just leave
Mhm.
it at that. But
Mhm.
but because we didn't speak about it prior to, I don't know what may all come out
Right. Right.
right. And so
Okay.
I know you said you stepped away, but I don't, what did you step away from? What made you um have this emotional release? It's like right at the top of it, you said, I stepped away. I can't believe I stepped away. What did you step away from?
Oh, I think just stepping away from focusing on me, I think is what I was referring to, is which is how all the things came in to
What
like,
did that look like prior to where you felt like you stepped away? What were you doing for you, prioritizing you, or that you like, I stepped away?
so and this may sound super basic to some
But
people,
just talk to me.
but to be honest, like stuff like meal prepping, because that
Okay.
saves me time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Having a bedtime that's consistent, having a wake up time that's consistent, prioritizing like my workouts, which I am like, that has been one of the things that I've been bringing back in more regularly. Um, Prioritizing like the my goal list and the things that I want to do for myself. Like I had, and I say that because about a week or two ago, I remember thinking like, am I doing anything on the list of things that I have for myself? Like I had to legit ask myself that. Like, is there anything on my goal list that I'm actively working on consistently? And I had to tell myself no. Like seriously, like this is one of the things that I like us, doing our talks here. I enjoy this. It's therapeutic for me as well. You know what I'm saying? It's probably the closest thing to therapy I have right now, but that's consistent. So just things like those are some of the things that, and just even something as simple as prioritizing my quiet time in the morning before I do anything, that um gratitude prayer, affirmations, visualization time, which could be 5 minutes, could be 30, just being consistent with that. That's something that I used to do every single morning. And I'm working to get back to, I'm trying to make it routine again. And it kind of sucks that I have to make that routine again. Um, like, because sometimes now it's like, instead of me waking up and having that quiet moment, I'm waking up to my phone ringing from someone, and I don't even have the ringer on, but it's like, that moment where you're about to wake up, but you're not fully awake. So I hear the phone vibrating,
Okay.
that. So it's like I wake up and I see, and I was like, I didn't even get to have that moment before my mind got pulled to that. So those are the biggest things, is just that the preparation for my day and my week through sleep, and that mindful moment in the mornings, and then just something as big as having your meals prepared. That's huge. It's huge. There are times where it's like in the middle of the day, and I'll just say I have to eat for medical reasons. Some people can fast. I'm not one that can. I have to eat for medical reasons. So just having moments in the day where I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to eat. or I don't have, or I'm hungry, but I got to make something. That's a Debbie Downer for me. And it's like why am I back here again when I could have just prepped? But then I ain't gonna lie, some days I'm just so exhausted that I took 2 naps yesterday. You know how unusual that is for me. I took 2 naps yesterday. So it's like for me right now, the nail is in the coffin that I need to change my surroundings. I do. Um,
Uh,
because even in the practices of trying to pull all these things back
mhm.
in, it's like, why is it so hard to pull all these things that I felt like I mastered before? Why is it so hard right now to get back to those things? So I don't know if I told you too much or if I answered your question,
No,
but
no,
like,
no. And you know how I this just a disclaimer outside of, and then I'm gonna get back to you. Just a disclaimer. I am I am a get to it coach. I am because the whole part of you coming to me is to help you get to your goals. Is to help you
mhm,
through this moment for us to tackle the thing so then we can get back down to the goal line, right? And
mhm,
so I do not sugarcoat. I do not I am going to be real with you. You know it's coming from love. I am not trying to hurt you at all. I am a straight shooter because
mhm,
you're not and I'm just saying this for them. I don't take lightly someone paying me to waste their time
right.
because it's like
Mhm,
you're coming to me, you're looking for results. When
mhm,
I'm working with you, I'm looking for you to put in the work. So if you're gonna be vulnerable with me, if you're going to allow me to be in your business and your nitty gritty, that means you are tired of the shits and
mhm,
you are
mhm,
ready to make these transitions. We're not
mhm,
here to sit in kumbaya. I am coming. I'm with you. We had to do football. I am with you with that headset on and my clipboard. And when I'm telling you, I am yelling at you down on the sidelines, telling you like, let's go, like keep running.
mhm,
And so now I'm gonna get on you and I'm putting my headset on outside of changing your environment, changing your atmosphere, picking up and leaving.
mhm,
What are some things that can be done? We're not going to say could have been because we're past that. We're here now.
mhm,
It's still a blanket. You haven't done anything. Today is day one.
mhm,
Because you, and I have experience with you, because you know. So that's why I'm going to ask you, what are some things that you can do now to help you not have these moments of disruption? Disruption when you get up, in the middle of the day, having that feeling, that pitfall of, okay, so I don't have my lunch. I want that done. You know what I'm saying?
mhm, mhm,
What could be done? Because my question when you were saying that, if you have a list of goals
mhm,
that you're supposed to be doing and you didn't touch on any of them, which is
mhm,
also another, God,
mhm, mhm.
what were you doing?
Everything for everybody else. Running errands, picking this up, making this call, sending this email, checking this account, taking you to this appointment, doing like everything for everybody else.
So what does that
And
mean?
that's just me being real. And I think the disheartening part about that is people don't even realize how much of your life they pull away from you, always asking you to do stuff for them. And
Pause.
it's not their fault because I allow it.
There we
But
go.
at the
That's what I
same
wanted you to
time,
say.
it's just like, you know, at the same time, it's like everything is a fire. You know what I'm saying? And I'm having that. I used to tell myself before, and I'm starting to tell myself again, your fire is not my responsibility to put out. It's not. And I think people, uh, oh, I need this done right now, no, 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 or I need this done even tomorrow. That's last minute for me. Next week is last minute for me. I got plans from now to the end of May. So, like, legit. So you like asking me to do something in the next day or two is last minute for me. Um, but people who don't have much going on don't get that. And I'm gonna just call
But
a
it's
thing a thing.
you can call a thing a thing because I'm gonna call your thing a thing. You saying people calling you last minute and they're saying that, I need this done and done, and people are gonna do that. So what does that mean for Candace? Because again, these are not Candace issues. Then what is Candace not doing?
No, right,
What
right.
doesn't Candace have?
I'm not standing up for myself. Like it kind of goes back again to childhood, me not standing up for myself, me
Pause,
not speaking up for myself. Huh?
pause. I don't even want to go that far. We're just gonna call a thing a thing. You don't have the boundaries.
Mm,
You don't even have to go back to childhood.
yeah.
Boundaries. That's been the thing I've been always telling you. Boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm,
can have a fire. They can have the fire, the house to be burning down in front of you.
yeah.
I already have a list of things, honey. You got to either call somebody else or call the fire department.
Right, right,
But Candace
right.
said, I'm standing right here, I'm watching the fire. Let me go ahead and find a bucket.
Yeah, yeah.
It don't got nothing to do with them being this way. It don't have nothing to do with, you know, them calling that. They can call last minute.
Right,
It can. You don't have the boundary of saying, I don't do last minute, because when you have that boundary, you're teaching them after that first two, three times, hey, I understand this is priority for you, but I already have something on my calendar that's priority for me. If you would have
right,
told me yesterday, if you would have told me 2 days ago, I would have got you. But right now, when you're asking me, I cannot help you unless
right, right,
I do have an opening at 4. I can help you out. I can help you out at
right,
4. You're not doing it.
right.
You know what you're doing? You're getting
Mm-hmm.
mad, you're putting it on them, and you're saying, see, this is what I'm talking about. Always calling me last minute. You don't have to get up. You are projecting
Yeah.
that out onto somebody else when the projection you realize today was on who?
With me. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was on you.
yeah.
It was on you.
You know what? And I to add, I'm not going against what you're saying, but I'm what I'm about to say is kind of give an idea of why it's such a struggle for me to set a boundary is
Mm-hmm.
because I want to be able to just be in this free space, but I like it's weird because I have to set the boundary to have the free space. My hope is that people can just naturally respect you and they
No,
don't. And
no.
that's a struggle for me. It's that thing where they say you expect yourself out of other people.
There you go.
And that's something that's hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be a lifelong thing that I have to work through. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Because I like I'm even in this day, I'm better at it than I was a year ago.
yes.
Because there are moments where I will say, no, I'm busy today, or no, I'm not leaving the house today, and I don't have any plans. I'm just not leaving the house. So I've had those. To even be able to do that is big growth for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this seesaw life, you know, you get great and then, well, let me get close. You get great at something and then you kind of get lax with it a bit and then those things start slipping back in. But it's really just keeping it. I don't know, that's kind of a part of what goes to that morning time, setting those, like a part of your affirmations could be helping you to set those boundaries, like I will not do this, or this is what I will do, or people will respect my time. Just saying that to yourself first thing every morning, for me personally, could help me to set a boundary. But then again, this is something that's a practice that I'm trying to get back to. So it's like it's all this big cycle, which kind of sucks. But um like even when I was in therapy, boundaries was a thing. Even in talking with my spiritual advisors, they told me to set boundaries. So just being, Ralph could tell me today, next week, and in 6 months, and it could be boundaries for something different. It's just one of those things. Boundaries are hard for people in general, but it is, I can especially say for me, is something that I'm always like, okay, set a boundary. But I don't even realize I'm not setting a boundary. That goes back to when we first started this session, like how I'm doing things that I don't even, I told you Ralph coached me before through, I didn't even know that I didn't know what I didn't like or what I like to do. Like when she asked me that before, I was like, I don't know, like trying new foods. Like it was like way far left, right? But when I'm in it, like I had me not setting the boundaries did not occur to me today at all, is what I'm trying to say. That would have never popped up in my mind that, oh, you just need to set boundaries. So yeah, no,
I'm going to
that
say
just
the reason why boundaries don't pop up like in your mind, because I do not want you just to think the word boundary, right?
Mhm.
Like it needs to be intentional habit. Whereas if we just take the word boundary out of it, because really all boundaries are the word, the structure, the meaning is self.
Mhm.
If I told you, how do you protect yourself from mosquitoes?
Mhm.
You're going to tell me I'm put on bug spray, I'm put on Skin So Soft, I'm put on some long socks, not
Yeah.
go by water. There's a whole things of, but that's a boundary against mosquitoes.
Mhm. Mhm.
You don't have to think about it.
Right.
Oh, springtime coming, the mosquitoes about to be out. Let me go ahead and do
Mhm.
my thing. Because you're thinking about how do I protect myself.
Mhm.
You stop thinking about how do I protect myself.
Right.
And you go into throwing on a cape. So you have
Mhm.
to really sit with not, I have to set boundaries. Why don't I want to protect myself?
Mhm.
Why do I always want to show up and do for others instead of protecting myself? And then I resent.
Yes,
That's where
I
you
agree.
are. Then I
Yeah.
resent others
Yep.
for making me feel this way.
You just said cape, and it made me think yesterday. Yesterday, I was like, I should make a post that says, I have no interest in being Superwoman. Like literally, I was like, I don't know why yesterday it dropped at me. I was like, I need to just random. I don't even know what I was doing, but it just dropped in my spirit. It's like, I have no interest in being Superwoman. And I don't. I really don't.
You actually do. You need to figure out why you do though. You're so
Why I want to be it?
because you keep doing it. So you have to want to. We don't do things we don't want to do. We're not doing it.
But see, here's the thing. I was taught to do things I don't want to do because it's the nice thing to do. So I'm still battling that.
Right. And it's because you have to focus not more on doing more. And I'm just only talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody else.
Right.
Affirmations, yes, they are nice.
Mm-hmm.
All of these other things those things are absolutely nice.
Mm-hmm.
But those things are also distracting you from sitting with how do I love myself and champion for myself? And I need to go balls to the wall for myself. The reason why I can set boundaries and not feel guilty and not think about it and just be like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been there. I said on the other episode, I've been there.
Right.
I've been running raggy. I was doing this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like hardcore for Ralph,
Mm-hmm.
right? And also, if I have to keep reminding myself, do we want to go back to being fatigued? Do we want to go back
Right.
to having random anxiety attacks and not even know what it
Mm-hmm.
is?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go back to that? No. So as much as I do want to do it right now for you and drop everything that I have going on, I also know in
Right.
the background, I'm going to be the one with the short end of the stick because either I have to stay up late to do my
Right.
work, I have to I have to move my schedule around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel honored that I'm the first person you thought of to come help you.
Right.
I
Right.
do. But at the same time, with me setting that, they'll know, okay, because we all have that person in our life. I want to call them right now, but I can't because I already know they probably got
Right.
something. I can't do it. They need to
Mm-hmm.
start thinking about you like that, but you won't set them up to treat you how you want to be treated with the freedom. I say all air signs. And this is what I do. All air
Right.
Libra, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. They love structured chaos. And when I say chaos, the freedom to just be. but
Yeah.
it has to come with some structure.
Right.
Y'all cannot be overly knit into anything.
No.
You cannot, but there has to be some parameters. It's
Right.
kind of like a large field with a gate. You still got room to run and be free and prance and jump and all that.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't have the whole world because then I get lost.
Right. Right. Right.
You didn't
Right.
have no gate.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So it's just like, not only do I not have a gate, but I'm also over here at this barn. I'm over here at that barn. I'm over here. I'm just like, okay,
Right.
I'm worn out.
Right.
I'm worn out.
Mm-hmm.
So your
And
structure and
and
stuff,
and you are absolutely right with the worn out because like yeah, I'm frustrated about different things, but it's showing up in I'm not sleeping well.
mm-hmm.
It's showing up in like I have things going on with my skin right now that I haven't dealt with in years.
Yeah,
Um,
the stomach.
it's showing up in like so full transparency, I'm diabetic, but I'm type 1.5. So mine is a real thing. Look it up. So mine is more aggravated by illness and stress. And right now I am struggling to regulate my numbers again. So I know it's not, and I'm like, this is me going to the gym. This is me not eating crazy. This is me drinking anywhere from 70 to 90 ounces of water a day, but my blood sugars are still a little crazy. So like that, it's actually a sign for me, just personally, like you need to get yourself together. This because it's now it's starting to affect you.
Yeah.
So and I mentioned the comment earlier about the 2 naps. I'm not a napper. I never have been. So for me to even take 1 nap in a day in a whole month is unusual. I took 2 in one day yesterday. And I still went to bed.
Regular time.
And but then when I went to bed, I was tired, but my mind is so overwhelmed. Couldn't go to sleep. I'm like laying there exhausted and can't sleep.
So before we
So
get too far, I want
what?
to give you some tools because you're not using the tools, you're not thinking about tools to help you. So I want to give you some tools. Your morning routine, if you know you need to wake up on kumbaya, don't
Mhm.
put that phone on vibrate. Put it on do not disturb. Turn it off.
Yeah.
And see, like you're giving yourself ways for people to still come in. It's like you're putting up saran wrap and saying, that's a fortress. You put it on vibrate, knowing good and well you can still hear the dun, dun,
Right.
and then you get mad. Why is it even going off?
Yeah.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Will
And then
my phone will the alarm turn on if it's turned all the way off? Because I don't even know.
yeah, I think it does.
Oh, okay.
But it
Oh,
only the alarm will come through.
right, right.
Yeah, only the alarm will come through.
Okay.
Put it on silent.
Yeah, no vibrate, right?
Don't vibrate.
Mhm.
Because you're still getting the alert on vibrate. You know,
Right, right.
um, you know these tools, and that's why I say you know the tools. That's why I say it's more than just affirmations and taking the
Mhm.
walks. You really have to start sitting with yourself and saying, I do. And excuse my French, I do fucks with me. I do. But why don't fuck with me real bad?
Yeah. And I love that you said that because it's like that is what I want. And I feel like it's the gate, the saran wrap is right here, and I can see on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like I want it real bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm finally at a point where I'm like, yeah, balls to the walls. I want it real bad. So I want everything that I am doing or that I'm not doing to resolve itself so that I can get to that. Because I feel like the true epitome of me, my purpose, my happiness, my peace, my joy is just on the other side of saran wrap. So I'm like, and I think it's a little frustrating, just me personally, because it's like I know I can get to it and I'm ready to get to it. So it's like, Candace, get out of it. Like that's something that in talking with a spiritual advisor recently, I was like, I'm almost fearful of getting in my way of what's for me. And I don't want that. I want to make sure I don't get in my own way.
I'm gonna be mean to push you. I'm telling you, I'm going to be mean to push you. You've
Okay.
already gotten in your way. You're not getting you.
Yeah.
You're already standing in your way. You're
And
there.
I think that's why I said it, because it's like I feel like I am, but it's
No, you
like,
are.
you know, why? Why am I here again? And
And
how do I get out of this, get
that's what
out
I
of my
want
way?
you. That's what I want you to focus on. I don't want you to focus on doing nothing else but that. Because, like I said, right now where you are, yeah, the affirmations, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be real with you, yeah, that's cute. That's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. You have to sit with yourself right now. The focus isn't the walks with your dog. It is not getting back to Atlanta. It is not doing the affirmations. It is not working out. You still need to work out because you're stressed, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Those things help you when you already have figured out the why. You haven't figured out the why yet. You
Mm.
have to sit some more with yourself and try to figure out, why am I always getting to the point where I do feel good? I do like my routine. I know that the meal prepping helps me. I know that working out helps me. I know having my goals on the board, me seeing them every day, boom, okay, I know I got to be focused and intentional on this. I know that seeing my affirmations in the morning, I know I got to have a smooth 20 minutes before I talk to anybody, do anything. I got to have it to myself, to woosah, to pray, to meditate. I know I got to do these things. And I know how it makes me feel. And I love how I feel when I do these things and I let it all go. Why? What am I letting it all go for? Why do I feel that that is something I need to let go for this or this person? Why? Yes, we already understand those things work.
Right.
What we haven't dug deep enough on is, why do I always let them go? Why do I always feel the need to put the cape on? Because
Mm-hmm.
a part of you wants to put the cape on, because I think it might have been episode one.
Huh. You know, it just came to me
Mm-hmm.
because nobody put the cape on for me.
There you go. And I'm gonna tell you, because we always get here in coaching. We always get here. Like if any of my other clients see this, they're gonna be like, Jesus, I already know. I already know where she's going with this. And we've seen this on social media. We've seen the memes. We've seen the reels. We've seen the quotes. Ain't nobody coming to save you but you.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you out here running and you out here catering to people because they didn't do it for little Candace, and little
Mm-hmm.
Candace still waiting on big Candace.
Yeah. And look, the
The
Aries,
mama.
the Aries in me gonna kick you in your knee a little bit right now. Because let me
No.
tell you,
And that's why I'm
seriously,
glad we're doing this on Zoom.
because the walks is where I sit with myself best.
And still
So
do it.
that's top. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it is something that, because even, yeah, I talk dirty about this little street, but in those 20 minutes, a lot of times I get more than I get all day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
Mhm.
what it is. It's just like, I don't know if it's just the fresh air or outside, or being, like you said, being in that big open field,
All the above.
like
Yeah.
content, like
Mhm.
that is where that's where I sit with myself. So honestly, I feel like if I even if my walks is what kind of guides what I do in those first 20 minutes. It's where I find out what do you need to say to yourself? What do you need to believe in? But yeah, the why, and we've had lots of talks for all that are watching about me loving on little Candace.
Yeah. And the thing
But
is, when
as
you
you
do
were
it,
talking, just to be fair, I did go back to that, because, like I said, even when I said to you, because nobody put the cape on for me, I was thinking about little Candace. I wasn't even thinking about adult Candace just now,
yeah,
even though
I
I
know,
didn't articulate that. So yeah, it's that I want everybody to be okay,
mhm,
because I know what it feels like to not
to
be
not be
okay.
okay. And
Yeah.
and that's how most empathic empath people do. And that's
Mhm.
also how empath people get hurt.
Yeah. And
Because
stay hurt.
we go right on out here and we like, I know what it is to feel left out. I know what it is
Mhm.
to be mistreated. I
Mhm.
know what it feels to be cheated on. I know what it feels to be lied to. I know what it feels like for people to steal from you. I know what it feels like for people to rape you, abuse you, all of these things. So I don't want to be like that.
Right.
But you also didn't help the person who did go through all that, the little person, the person from their 20s, the person who was 10 or 5 or
Mhm.
6. You also didn't say, hey, I got your back. And
Right.
not only will I make sure we don't turn into those ugly people and that we don't do that to other people, but I'll make sure it doesn't happen to us. And where you missed the part of, I won't make sure it doesn't happen to us because
Mhm.
we're still getting hurt is because you're distracted by making sure other people don't get hurt.
Right.
That now you are being hurt with resentment.
My coach gave me, not my coach, my therapist gave me a workbook. I'm looking over here because I never did the workbook. But it was supposed to help me with healing the inner child. And it's called the Complex PTSD Coping Skills Workbook.
Mm.
Um, and I don't know, this I forgot that I even had it. But the crazy thing is I have out of all my books, and I don't have all my books out
Yeah,
here with
you had
me.
that.
It's on my desk right here. So it's just like, yeah, I need to start working in that.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
So it's like, let's go ahead and clean the slate of all the things that you got going on right now. Because again, those things can wait.
Yeah.
We're going to keep coming back to this feeling, this,
Right.
you see, we keep coming back to it, right? And if
Hmm.
you're saying, I'm tired, I am tired, I don't want to do this no more, then you have to be intentional in not coming back here to this degree, right?
Hmm.
So then it is intentional. No, I can't do that. I got to work on my workbook. You have to be
Right.
intentional. I need to set an hour a day to work on my workbook. I need,
Mm-hmm.
I need to set another hour later on in the day or the first part of the morning to sit with myself and how can I show up for me today and not
Hmm.
affirmations, not walks.
Right.
To me, I would say no. How you might need to show up for yourself in the next 30 days is telling people no. Just get used
Yeah.
to saying no because you
Hmm.
haven't been saying no. And that's
Hmm.
that's the quickest, shortest, thing you can do. Let's start off real easy. No.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I don't care. I don't care what it is. Even if you have to tell like your significant other, just excuse me for the next 30 days. And it may even sound irrational. But I'm gonna just be saying no, just to kind of like get in the habit of saying no, even though I might not be saying no like for real, but I just need to practice.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
you want me to get you? No. Okay. Yes, I just need to. I just need
Right. Right.
like just no. So you can just
Yeah.
because the thing is, I'm gonna be on. You're afraid to say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why, yeah, this sounds funny and everything, but yeah, get in. No, no, I don't want nothing to drink. Can you just put a little bit of ice?
And make a t-shirt that just says no.
Yeah, just no, no.
No.
And then and the reason why, depending on what certain clients need, I always have to go to the analogy of don't worry about how it looks and feels right now. Because when you first started walking, oh, that thing was all over the place, honey. You done fall 7 times. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Before we even got to the coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but in that, it being rough and all over the place, and you falling and doing and all of that, then it starts smoothing out. And now look at
Right.
you, you know,
Right.
44
Right.
years old, and I mean, yeah, you might trip up, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're walking. So
Right.
as an adult, a lot of times we do get in our own way, even in healing, because we already wanted to look polished and together.
Right. Right.
You want to be
Right.
doing it.
Healing is ugly.
That's the ugly part. You haven't been
Healing is
doing this part.
ugly.
You haven't experienced this part. You
Right.
don't really, you're just so excited just to do, I'm gonna just do it. I gotta do it. So
Mhm.
that's why I say just say no. No, I don't no. And then you will focus on this is a real no. No. And it'll become polished where you can say,
Right.
hey, I can't do it for you right now, but I can do it for you tomorrow, or I can do it for you later on the day when I have time. Or it's
Or
just
I
a
have no
simple no.
interest in doing that for
You
you.
don't even have to be a no interest. Just be
Right.
like, I can't.
Right.
I
Right.
won't. I
Right.
don't want to.
Hmm.
And period.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we also have
I,
to look,
I need your advice on this real quick before we move on, because you said, like, for the people who said, when you tell them, I don't want to, and I'm saying advice like to share with people, for those people who like, why not? Like,
because I said so.
because why you think you're supposed to get an explanation for everything?
That's your explanation because I said so.
Like, yeah,
You don't
I'm
want need
sorry.
help. You don't want me to do something. I don't want to.
Right. Right.
And that's what and again, we going back, that's what I teach my son. My son, I'll be like, you know, can you help me do this? And he'd be like, yeah, no, say no, say no. Because
Right. Because
I
it
don't
that's
want your help when it comes like that.
yeah,
I
true.
say no. And so then he'd be like, no, I understand how you feel. You want to do it because I want you to do it. I want you to get in the habit of saying, no, mama, I don't want to do it. So now we're still in the rough stages. He's 8. We're in the rough
Right.
stages of when he be like, mama, I don't want to do it. And I said, that's fine. I'll do it by myself.
Hmm.
That's fine.
Hmm.
Because we've all had help from people who didn't want to help us. And then we end up saying,
Yeah.
I could have did this myself.
Yes.
I don't
Mm.
want your grudgingly help. I don't want it. So I
Hmm.
would
Hmm.
rather, for
Hmm.
someone like me who has boundaries, who understands, I would rather you tell me no. I don't want to.
Right.
I'll
Right.
just have somebody else do it. I don't even feel, and I don't have to retaliate. I don't, and if the person that you're
Right.
telling, if the person that you're telling is um feeling like they have to get you back, they have to retaliate on you, then that lets you know what the next steps are.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah.
And that's, I don't
The
care who that
ultimate
is. I
boundary.
don't care if that's mama, daddy, cousin, granny. If you have to
Hmm.
retaliate on me taking care of my well-being and my emotional state, and I don't want to do, I don't have capacity to do it, and I don't have to explain myself. And now you want to retaliate and withhold
Yeah.
something from me or get me back some kind of way. Why I need you in my
Yep.
life? I got other things going
Yep.
on, honey. And then to
Yep.
help you even more, you said it yourself. You don't want to be on that deathbed.
Mm-mm.
I shoulda, woulda, coulda, did all of these
Right.
things. And my thing is, I want to be on my best dead with the best dead story ever could be,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Like I want everybody to gather around me, okay, with a little bit I got left in me, Jesus. Let me tell you what happened, okay?
Right.
Let me tell you what happened. Because I tell
Hmm.
my son, you only got one story.
Yeah.
You are the
Yep.
curator of this thing. You have purpose. You gotta fulfill the purpose. But in
Hmm.
that time, honey, have the best time. If you can have the best time ever, do it.
Hmm.
Don't let nobody give you a miserable life. Give you
Right.
a miserable life. You're taking
Hmm.
on a miserable life because you allow people to put their burdens on you. You
That
allow
part.
people to dog and put they mess on you.
Right.
That's not why I came here. And I tell my son that don't let nobody treat you bad. Don't
Hmm.
let nobody, you know what I'm saying, do all kind because you didn't come here for that. You came here to fulfill your purpose.
Don't let
Do
nobody
what you
talk
need
you
to do.
out of your purpose.
Don't let nobody do that.
No.
I don't get to disrespect you. Your daddy don't get to disrespect you.
Mm-mm.
Nobody gets to disrespect you. You didn't come here for that, and I damn sure ain't beg God to bring you here for that.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I'm already setting him up for the big chest when it comes to him. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be like, oh hell, like you got me messed up.
Right. Lord. Mm.
So you have to start thinking about, is this the story I want to say? That the first 40 years of my life,
Hmm.
I was doing this, where the next 40, what is that going to look like?
Right.
Yeah. There was trials and tribulations. I learned. I got through those things. Honey, I came out of the trenches. Don't let the next 40 look like the first 40.
Right. Right.
You have to be intentional. There is no more research. There is no more digging about what
Mm-mm.
Candace wants, what Candace likes, what she doesn't like. We already know that. Your
Mm-hmm.
digging only comes when it comes to why am I not fucking with me as hard as I need to be?
Right.
Why am I giving people a sliver? Because the reason why I'm saying a sliver, because you're letting that door stay open a little bit. Same thing with the vibration. You know that was going to make a noise. You knew that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Want to leave a sliver just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, if I had an opportunity to put my cape on so that I could look at the phone. Oh, it's an emergency. Here I go. Why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why? And then be mad.
Yeah.
Why am
Yeah.
I leaving a sliver?
Let me turn off vibrate. Well, no, I do that at night.
Yeah, so don't do it. Just put it on
Yeah, yeah,
silent.
yeah.
If you don't want
Yeah.
to be disturbed in your sleep, protect your sleep.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn the phone off.
And maybe that's something you might need to say to yourself. Is this protection? When you're doing things, is this
Mm-hmm.
protection? Is this putting on my mosquito repellent? Because if the answer is no, because right now what you've been doing was putting on water with hope. And remember how we talked about hope ain't nothing but a wish?
Yeah.
You putting on water with hope and saying, hopefully the mosquitoes won't come over here. And then be mad when you get bite.
Yeah. Yeah. I am a little careless with the mosquitoes, I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
No, I get bit, then I'm like, dang, I need me some after
Right.
I get bit. That's
After
true
you get
story.
bit.
That's true story, Candace. I ain't gonna lie. That's true story. I am not lying. Oh,
So it's right now is you
hmm.
use your tools to
Yeah.
protect yourself. You have them. You have the mosquito repellent. It's just under the cabinet. Now
Yeah.
it's time to pull the mosquito repellent out, put it on, and figure out why haven't I been using this whole time?
Right.
Because
I
it's the
don't think,
why. The why is going to help you to not do it again. That's why I keep
yeah.
going back to you need to figure out why you are not rocking with yourself the way you need to be rocking with yourself. Because until you find that out, you're gonna keep slipping on.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
keep doing it. You're gonna keep doing it.
Hmm. This was good. I don't think we should dive into anything else.
Okay, we're done. We're done.
I really I really don't. So people could also kind of see what a full coaching with Ralph is like. Because this is kind of what it is. Like, to be
I am
honest.
not for everybody, and I should not be for everybody. But
No.
how I like for people to come to me, I want them to come tired.
Yeah.
I don't like when you don't come tired. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna take you as a client. And I'm just saying because you're not gonna
She's
do that.
not lying. She's telling the truth.
Yeah, yeah,
She's telling
yeah. Or if I figure out after I've taken you as a client and you're not tired enough to do the work, I'm gonna let you go because I'm
right.
not gonna take your coins and be like, well, she didn't want to do the work or he don't want to do the work. I don't. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and let you out this contract.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll just when if you feel like you're ready later, you're open arms, welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna sit here for 3 weeks just to when I've already known that ain't it. Just like I told you, yeah, all of that, that ain't it. That's cute and all, that ain't it. Because you want to get
And
your
I know her, so it don't bother me. I'm like, girl, please. I know how to, like, and it for those who join her in her coaching practice, and like, if you're not used to that, because somebody be like, oh, I'm used to people dealing with me like that, so they may be drawn to you for that. But if you're not used to it, you just kind of gotta psych yourself out, like, this is she wants you to get it together now. Like, No time to waste.
I tell
Like
people,
let's jump in and get to it. Like get you another, like you can have a coach and a therapist. So if you need that
I prefer you
kumbaya
do.
moment,
I
go
prefer
find
you do.
somebody else to get the kumbaya from. But
Yeah.
if you need the action, this is where you come for the action steps
Because
immediately.
that's what coaching is. Coaching is
Yeah.
action. Coaching
Yeah.
is you tell me my goal is I have, family reunion coming up. And every time I go to this family reunion, I leave depressed. I always end up crying at the last day picnic. I don't want to show up like that. All right. So yeah, we are going to do a little bit because I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
We are going to do a little bit of what's making us cry?
Right.
What is
Right.
there? So let's unpack that a little bit.
Right.
Okay, but the goal is to show up. So then there are going to be things. So when you get there, they're going to be just
Who are you? Right.
hey.
Right. Right.
And so, like, I'm gonna just use one of my clients now. She's on her way out. She's on her way out the door. Because again, you don't need to be with me forever.
Right. That's
That's a
right.
problem. That's a problem.
You can always come back if need be.
Yeah, because things will come up, and if you need some other tools, some other strategies, you be like, so you only may be with me for a month. You may not need to be for the full
Mhm.
program. You only may need
Mhm.
to be with me. I just need help with this one thing, and be like,
Right.
okay, yeah. But when I tell you, most of my clients aren't like me.
Hmm.
They aren't um bold and very, as you can see, theatrical, dramatic. When I talk with my hands, I'm big,
Hmm.
expressive, passionate. I'm very passionate. They're not like that. A lot of them are very laid back.
Hmm.
Um, they are very, I don't want to say passive. I don't want to use that word. I don't like that. But they are,
As the opposite of you, I can say that it's needed to pull, because we all have it in us, but
mhm.
seeing it in action helps to pull it out of us. Maybe not to the same extent,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that fierceness, that boldness is what you need to set those boundaries, to stand up for yourself. And like, it's one thing to read it or hear it, it's another thing to see it. So
yes.
I
And
can
then,
speak on the opposite side of, because in there are days where I'm like, and Ralph's just like, but on most days, it's this dynamic.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but her like, you gotta do this. Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right,
Like,
coach.
and I promise you, any Leo meme you see, like there's one going around now, and it's I mostly see it on TikTok. I don't know because I'm not on Instagram that much, but um, it's like somebody they just record themselves sitting there, and but the audio is like, how do you let that man do that to you? That someone when you got that Leo friend, because it's like
Mhm.
we have your back, and so that
Yeah.
passion. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying. All my clients feel I rock with them.
Mhm. Mhm.
I always get to a place where even the men, even though I cater to women, I do have
Mhm.
men say,
Mhm.
hey, can I come in for a minute?
Right,
Come
right.
in, sugar, come in,
Yeah.
you know, come in.
Right.
But even them, they aren't like me either. They are men
Mhm.
who aren't like, yeah, I don't know how a boisterous man would be, but
Right.
they're not timid, but they're not bold and
Mhm.
very expressive and passionate like I am. I've had ministers come to me. I've had, what I'm saying, IT women, men
Mhm.
who are in real estate. I have
Mhm.
men who are in corporate. I'm trying, all of these people aren't what I'll call it the millennial, you know, put together. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But in the motions, how we have the code switching is they're very, when you see me, you know what I'm saying? But when you going through your mess
Yeah.
and you get tired, you want somebody, I feel when they come to me, they want somebody who like they want to know. These are the type of people
Mhm.
who I want to know. Tell me what I need to know because
Mhm.
I'm not getting it. I don't know
Mhm.
why I keep coming back to this place. My
Mhm.
client, I don't know why I feel stuck. I've been to therapy, I've done the things. I just feel like I'm stuck. I feel
Mhm.
like I don't I'm not going up, down, I'm not going anywhere, and I feel like I should be moving forward, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Honey,
Mm-hmm.
when you see her now, whole different person, whole different person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing. It's just like men, Ralph. Like I don't know how I could have did this without you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need that person. I feel like when I tell people therapy and coaching, you need that person who's going to dig more deeper into why you can't show up for yourself like you need to. Then we can go all the way back to childhood. Then we can,
Mm-hmm.
and take our time and you know, wait for you to be ready to go through these certain steps to get up to now where
Mm-hmm.
Candace is an adult. I don't got that. I don't want that. Because people say,
Right.
why don't you become a therapist? I don't have the patience. Because I know,
Oh,
one, I know when you bullshitting.
yeah.
I call
Mm-hmm.
you out when I give you homework and you don't do your homework. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you was
Mm-hmm.
my client and you like, oh, I had this work, oh, I was gonna get on you. You want to stop feeling all type of way, but you ain't doing the work. So,
Right.
I would.
Right.
That's how I would have talked to you. Come on, girl. You talking about you want to stop feeling this way? You want to stop coming back here? Why aren't you doing the work? You ain't tired enough. Yes, I am, Ralph. Well, then show me. Next week, I did the whole workbook. Oh, I bet you did. And sometimes you need that because you like, I already know Ralph gonna get on me. And
Right. Right.
sometimes to start off, you need that person because I am your accountability. I'm all of
Mm-hmm.
that in the coach. So then
Mm-hmm.
you are gonna be like, I didn't do 2 pages. I did the whole workbook. Now what?
Right. 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 Right.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me how you feel about that. So then now we can move forward. And now when
Mm-hmm.
you're on your own, you're like, okay, bet. Because Ralph would have said, well, why you ain't doing this for yourself?
Right. Right.
Why am
Yeah.
I not doing this for myself? You're right, because if
Right.
somebody would ask me to do this for them, I would have did it. I
Yeah. And I kind of want to go back to how it all started, this session started. And just to be clear, like, I kept saying, oh, when we talk about sitting with yourself and all of this, but the other thing I want to add to that is um, I'm the person that a lot of times people think nothing is ever wrong. Like I'm always strong. And then unless you actually know me, let me say that. Um, but on that, from the outside looking in, because I'm not a person that is just like, oh, what was me? Or, like that's really not my character to do it publicly. So I'm like, if I have a hard day, I'm not posting it on social media, not because I'm scared to. It's just like, what do I get from that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather talk to a friend who knows
yeah,
me like Ralph, or I would rather do one of the other things that I would normally do to try to get myself back together. But to put it on social media, that's just not me. And that's no knock to other people. It's for some people it might be therapeutic. It's just not for me. So it's by no means like, it's people who look all together who out here faking in front. It ain't faking in front, and you just don't really know me. You don't get the inside view all the time, and that is okay. I've learned the value in keeping my circle small, and letting certain people know the intimate side of me that can actually support me, be non-judgmental, and that I can get something from. Like, because while this is on display for y'all, is not a show. This is really how a part of our relationship, of our friendship, of our sisterhood. And there are days where the tables are turned. I don't got the letters behind my name like she does, but there are things because I know what she desires. I know, where she is in life. Sometimes it's just like, nope, get back on course, or nope, be open to this. And
it's more so the other part. Be open to
that yeah, it's
be
really
open to
be
that.
open to it because she's like, yep, nope, moving
Nope.
on. So like, but I say all that to say because Ralph is a very strong black woman. And yes, I'm gonna slide that black. And she is a woman, but she is a very strong. And but we don't always have to be strong.
Yeah.
Me having this moment today does not mean my life is upended,
Oh,
overturned. Because when I just keep watching, keep viewing, because the reason that I was willing to be transparent and I wanted to be transparent is to get the guidance that I got today so I can put it in play.
Yeah.
And but you first have to be willing. That's the biggest part of
That is the first step.
doing the
First
work.
acknowledging,
Yep.
and I tell my clients all the time, growth starts that one step. So
Mm-hmm.
much growth happens in that one step, just from
Mm-hmm.
you saying out loud, confessing with your mouth
Mm-hmm.
what you were going through.
Right.
That was that growth right there. Because
Mm-hmm.
there are just how we can say there are so many people walking around looking like they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many people knowing there are things that they need to work on, and they won't even acknowledge them.
Right.
And so
Right.
there is no growth there. As much as they go to
Right.
therapy, as much as they have a coach, as much as they work out, as much as none of that,
Mm-hmm.
none of that equates to you just saying, hey, I got this going on. I know I show up like this and I don't want to do that
Right.
anymore.
Right. Right. Right.
I
Right.
keep
And like,
doing
I'm gonna be real. One of the things, just again, just being transparent, because I'm huge on transparency. I would have never looked to the right and saw my workbook had I not been willing to be transparent today and hear parts of the conversation. And the thing about that workbook is it's one of the last things that my coach told me to get before our coach, my therapist told me to get before I transitioned to South Carolina. She was in Georgia, and God got jokes because again, of all the things that I packed up to bring, and I left more than I brought, but I brought that workbook, and it's been there for a year, for almost a year, sitting on this desk. And today was the day that I looked right and remembered that I had it and that I need to do it. But that coupled with the coaching tip of, hey, block an hour a day and work in your workbook. Never, even when I looked at that book and realized it was over there, it didn't occur to me to protect some time to work in it. You know what I'm saying? But again, that goes all back to starting with being vulnerable and saying, hey, this is what's going on with me. I need help.
yeah.
But yeah, now I do plan to protect time every day now to work in that and even take it with me when I'm traveling to work in. Like I may not do it in the mornings, but I might, at I have a lot more time at the end of my days when I'm traveling for work because I don't have I can just go to my hotel room. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to working in that now because I think it's gonna help with that goal list. Like
Yeah.
there's some things on that goal list that I may not really be ready for until I do that. And I can admit that. So thank you, as always. No
But
filters.
yes, I want to congratulate you today. Thank you for taking us all on the whirlwind. I'm invested.
You all are
Yeah, you
welcome.
you did shock me. You did shock me because I'm gonna tell y'all guys, she lied to me. She lied to me. Like
Oh, I lied.
normally we, on average, not average all the time, but what I'm saying is like before I hit record, it's just, we have a little small talk about nothing concerning this at all. Like nothing. We'd be like, ciao. I'm like, oh, Matisse out of school, da 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 da, right? And so I'm like, you ready? She's like, yeah, I got my questions today. I was like, because I'm like, I know she has a running thing. And I said this.
Mhm.
I said, oh, I just thought you just picked something off of the list. So I'm like, okay, well, let's hit record. And then she's like, well, God.
I did have two other questions, but I'm gonna save them because they were kind of following up, but it just
Oh,
we don't need we can save those for our next time
I
because
so
they
you just
do
thought you would just
tie
have that
into
outpour,
yeah.
that vulnerable moment, and then we just like, okay, so what's your next question?
Yeah, right. I was like, yeah, no, I think we're gonna stop with this. Because I purposely didn't tell her. I was like, she gonna be like, yes, let's go. Because I already know. I was like, she gonna be like, oh,
No, I would be
time.
like, are you sure you want to do this? So
It was good. Because I mean, and I thought about it because I've been thinking about what to discuss today for the past couple of days, few days really. And on my ride to the gym this morning, I was like, you know what? I just need to
get it out.
share
Yeah.
what it is going on because like that's at the forefront of my mind right now. And I'm like, I don't really feel Like all the other things is like cutesy fun to chat
Yep.
about here and there. But like if we trying to have real conversations, let's have a real conversation. And that's, I was like, well, we about to be really real today.
Before we go, because I'm probably gonna have to part one and two this, but which is fine.
Yeah.
But have you, because I haven't been to every single one, but have you ever had anybody be emotional at whether a Zoom or in-person conversation? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, you were on one of the virtual ones when I just put out my brother got emotional
Oh
about,
God, yes.
yeah.
I forgot.
Um,
Yes.
mhm, mhm,
Yes.
yeah.
I forgot. Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
trying to think in person. Um, can't recall any off top of my mind in person, but definitely the virtual one. Yeah, my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Mhm. I don't have anything else. This has been great. I'm looking forward to hearing what people have to say. I challenge those viewers that we do have, those subscribers, to comment um, anything. You can comment something about this episode. You can comment something that you've experienced similarly. If you have a question for Ralph specifically, you have questions about Candy Conversations, comment. We welcome them. We want them. Submit your questions. Um,
And
check out
feedback.
that caption that's attached to find out how you can submit those questions. But other than that, no, I don't have anything. I again thank you. I appreciate you. You know I do. Um,
I appreciate you as well.
do you
So
have anything else?
I uh I don't um no, I don't. I don't have anything. This was great. Again, I am honored that you put me on the spot. Uh, I'm just still in shock. I was like, what is happening? You so until next time, we hope to see y'all. As I always say, keep it safe and sexy.
All right, take care.